this on? There we go. Hi, you guys. How are you? My goodness. Hi, Beth and Martha, Aquarius, Builder, Jan, Paisley, Rosie, Rick. Hi, you guys. Hi, Connie. Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Lady Duck. Lucienne. Connie painted her classroom 12-foot ceilings. Oh, my gosh. Hi, Sherry Ann. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm still working on my driveway, so I still might have tar because I'm like just patching away. I'm taking my time. It's good to see you guys. It's been suddenly hectic. It's back to school time, back to school season. It's really weird heading back to school after a COVID, shutdown, and then kind of school. And then I made my daughter take driver's ed through summer school and do the athletic camp. So at least she was going to her new school. She went to school more this summer than I think she went all year last year as a sophomore at her new school. But, suddenly, like, the world is calling with, like, a schedule and things to do, places to be, people to see, stories to read, games to play, tryouts to be had. It's kind of nuts. But I just, this has been resonating in the background. I'm like, I miss my peeps. When am I going to get a chance to go live? So I'm glad to be here. We got lots to talk about. But I am going to keep it simple. We're just going to keep this really simple, okay? Hi, Bob Muller. Hi, T-Barb. Nice to see you. T-Barb, how are you feeling? And Linda Foster. How are you guys feeling? Because you guys are fixed signs. So we're going to really start feeling the brunt of the fixed energies come our new moon. I don't know if it's Sunday or Monday. This weekend, eek, is shaping up to be a little, we've got the sun and square to Uranus opposite Saturn. So explosive stuff. The crazies out there thrive on this energy to just get really kind of high off of the energy in the air and then just do what they do. It's so annoying. So watch the crowd, stay safe. I hope I don't start buffering on that. Easy on the heart. Stay hydrated, please. Okay? So, love you all too, Linda. Hi, John France. Hello to the moderators, Rick. Okay. So, we're going to keep calm, you guys. I had another discovery today, and I just couldn't stop laughing. It was on the level of the one video, the live that I did where I completely lost it about Don Julio not knowing that his encrypted apps are like through the FBI. Well, that showed up today in another form, and I'm like in my office crying, laughing by myself with tarot cards. It was kind of unbelievable. But there are some definitely certain things I definitely want to catch up and tell you about. First, this is the Firecracker. This is kind of a neat little story. So some of you guys know my kid, Thing One, born on the 4th of July. He's a Yankee Doodle. He was born 2.5, 3 weeks early, arrived on the 4th of July in 2002. So it was our first official July 4 after what happened with 9/11. And so I had always felt tremendous responsibility with that coincidence that he was definitely meant to be here with a purpose, very focused. And so that's always been something in the back of my mind. Well, so he turned 19. he's been playing in this men's league hockey. The other teams in his league don't really like their team because they're really young and they're really, really good. And you have to be kind of an elite team. This is like the higher echelon of the skilled men's league or beer league teams, except nobody on their team can drink beer. And so they're playing grown-up men. And, you know, some of these guys are former pro players or semi-professional. And they don't like their team because I think they make them work too hard. And they're really good and they're young. And they're green. And they just, you know, do annoying things to the older guys. Well, they're playing this team. And let me preface by saying this rink that they're playing at, it kind of breaks my heart. I just kind of, every time I pull in the parking lot, I just kind of grip my teeth. You know, I just kind of go inside and just get into the hockey vibe because this rink was renovated and purchased by Eastern European men. And they have people working at the bar who, you know, seem like they might have been part of the old administration working in the White House, and the way they dress and the hair and the makeup and the everything, you know. So it really bothers me, but I'm like, this is not I'm just here to enjoy hockey. Well, there's a team full of Eastern Europeans, men. One of them decided to go after my kid. He's really big. I wasn't at this game, but the former coach was there. My kid got in one fight in high school, and he got suspended. And then I got suspended 3 games. I'm the manager. 5 dads on the other team got suspended because of the crap they pulled, and they had to make it fair, so they picked 5 people from the other team, our team, to get suspended, and they were all moms. Tell me how that's fair. 5 moms get suspended for 3 games versus the 5 dads. Anyway, but this kid is tough. You don't mess with my kid. So this guy on the other team, who's probably 20s, 30s, kind of like a dad, buff, decided to go after him. Came up right behind him with the hockey stick and put it between his legs and lifted it hard to hurt my son. And he turned around, yelling at him. And the guy wouldn't really fight him. I didn't want him to fight, but ends up my kid kind of won by a lot. Like, his team was like, you killed that dad. And then the guy dropped to the ice, because usually when you're trying to end a fight, you kind of go limp because you want the other guy to get the penalty, you know, for sympathy from the refs. But this guy instigated the whole thing. And then my kid, so then that guy dropped to the ice. So then my kid, like, put his knee on his back and, like, posed. I guess there's a certain pose you do, like, when you go hunting and you've got a big kill. And it was this big scene. And the other team, I guess, is really embarrassed. This guy, he was like 28, 30 years old, and my kid pounded him. And the reason why I'm telling you this story is because he's born on the 4th of July. He's my firecracker. He's the one. I can always tell. He's like a barometer of the health of our nation, how well our nation is doing, where her defenses are, where her vim and vigor is. He is such a great barometer to that. The guy's ass he kicked was one of those Eastern European Cyrillic, that accent. Took him down easily. USA. Go USA. Woo! So, yes, very proud of him. Another game tonight. I can't go, but I'm like, don't get in any fights. But, you know, like, that's his thing. He's about defense. He needs to get this energy out as a defenseman. We'll see. I totally think he belongs in the military. We'll see. But anyway, so that was one little story I wanted to tell you, because he's doing so well. Last year was so hard, so depressing, so agonizing, as it was for everyone. But he really feels it, like the nation's pain. He really feels it. But our defenses are good, And that's mostly what I'm going to be talking about tonight, are our defenses and what's going on in the world that nobody's talking about and that people are glossing over. Let me check in with you guys. How you doing? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, you watched it twice. Elizabeth, I know. I don't like it when there's bullies in other teams. I love it when your kid can stand up for himself, though, and just totally turn the game around. Different narrative. I'm glad I wasn't there. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Carol. Yes, I'm here. It's been hectic with back to school stuff. So there was one little story I wanted to tell you that just makes me feel so happy for our nation. And it's like whenever I see him, he's got this sparkle in his eye, kind of a poop eating grin. Like he's just such a great barometer. And I'm so happy to see this because he's a Cancer. All these planets that have been going through Capricorn have been really, really hard the last several years. He's got that sparkle, like from when he was little. He's got that sparkle. It's fun. It's fun. Okay. DT. Oh, okay. Some other things I just want to let you guys know that I was working on. I have somehow started tracing the COVID variants. I think I know where these variants came from. I've traced it back to the Mars retrograde last September. That was really brutal. We talked about that a lot. Remember, when planets go retrograde, it's kind of like an optical illusion from where we are on our planet. Let me see. You know what? It's kind of that optical illusion that you see with track and field right now. Like when, the runners are going around the track and they go around the corners, and it seems like someone's going really slow. But then when they come out of the corner, it's like all of a sudden they're like a slingshot and they propel forward. Well, it's an optical illusion from whatever perspective you're at. So Mars went retrograde last year, September 22nd, and it was at Aries 28 degrees. And Mars went to sleep. It does this about every 2.5 years. And it retrograded to about Aries 15 degrees, and then it went direct, I think, in November. And then I think it finally went into Taurus like in January 2021. Because that horrible, awful deep freeze in Texas in February was a direct relationship to Mars being in Taurus and freezing everything up. So this went retrograde. When you look at the alpha and the delta, was originated in India. This originated in the UK. These are the two main that I've been looking at right now. So Mars went retrograde. The other thing that was happening at this time last year, remember how freaked out everyone was because all the big planets went retrograde. Saturn was retrograde. This is like your structure. Uranus went retrograde. This is your circulation. You want to think about your pituitary gland, your master gland. Neptune went retrograde if you want to think of your immune system. And Pluto went retrograde. Transformation, life, death. Pluto retrograde is destructive AF. So all these big planets were retrograde at the same time. Mars, the Energizer, went retrograde. And I think that's when everything went weird. And that's when the variants showed up. They're traceable back to the earliest sample of a variant, I think, was like at the end of September. this delta showed up, I think, like at the beginning of October 21, was a sample. They didn't confirm it until December. So I think it's this Mars retrograde that's the arse kicker with the variants. Right now, so we're getting on the other side of that whole Mars thing. Because right now, Mars is about 4 degrees Virgo. I'm watching Mars because when it gets into Libra, it's going to be opposite that. It's going to be opposite everything that created those variants. I'm hoping what happens is we get a little bit more balance and maybe a counterpunch to make these things, these variants, calm down. If they don't, I feel like definitely by the time Mars gets back to Aries, but I'm very interested when Mars now gets back to Capricorn, because all of these planets were going through the Saturn-Jupiter thing, the Jupiter-Pluto, and the Saturn-Pluto. You guys, this is why we have so much death and destruction and devastation, because the other trend that is happening with these variants, you know, they go like this when they hit an area. You look at the charts, this thing starts at the beginning of a season. Like this is hitting the US right now during some, it's like with the UK, with India, you can look at the first day of that season and you can see how things are lining up. And then you can see why it's peaking and why it's falling back. I thought it would be fun to maybe try to predict when the next variant is coming, but forget that. I have no time for that. I have so much to do. But yeah, this is real. It lines up with everything. Oh yeah, please hit that thumbs up. For entertainment purposes only. Yes. Okay. So that's something I've been working on. And when you start looking at these midpoints, this is the Mars retro in London. It is so, let me show you why this is so deadly. First of all, the North Node, the ecliptic path, the eclipse path around the Earth. Let me get my globe. Now this is for constellations. It's not for, but what it does with these constellations, you like this is, it shows you like, you know, whatever month you are in. Those are the constellations you'll see. But if you look at, see this line here? Goes up and down. This is the sun's path around the globe when we see our constellations in a year. So the North Node and the South Node is the eclipse path. When we have an eclipse, it's like the marker, doink. Like that's the North Node, like a new moon solar eclipse. And then the South Node would be over here. But because the Earth is also moving, these ecliptic points seem like they're moving, but it's again like perspective of where our planet is rotating in the galaxy, okay? So the eclipse points, the new moon solar eclipses, the full moon solar eclipses. The North Node, the new moon solar eclipse, that's where we're headed. When Mars went retrograde in London, you cannot make this up. The North Node was exactly 24 degrees Gemini, 47 minutes retrograde. The moon was exactly 24 degrees Gemini, 47 minutes. We're down to the seconds and minutes of an entire lunar cycle of a 28-day period. This is exact. It's in the area of hidden enemies, secrets. The people are represented by the moon. We have Gemini here, the lungs. The other thing that happened, which freaked me out, here we have Chiron. Chiron is the centaur, the asteroid. That's the wounded healer. It's the wound that you have to heal yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. This is kind of where the rubber meets the road between you and you when you have a deep pain that needs to be rectified, modified, made right. The Chiron was 7 degrees 59 minutes in Aries, where Mars is. Exactly opposite at 7 degrees 59 minutes. Hello. Mercury is in Libra, 180 degrees away. Libra, the scales of justice, balance, people, diplomacy, democracy. This thing isn't messing around. It doesn't care who you are, what scales of justice there is. I'm coming for you. And then, here we go over here. This 8th house, shared resources, but basically life and death, transformation. A variant is born. All of these big planets in Capricorn in this 8th house of life and death, just kind of sitting there, seems inactive, but there's a lot going on underneath the surface. We have Jupiter, expanding things, governments. We have Pluto, 22 degrees. Pluto right there is exactly conjunct the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, where I said the month prior to that there was going to be a lot of death. Well, here we go. Saturn is at 25 degrees Capricorn, the retrograde. They are in conjunct. It's got this weird angle that's making funny crap happen. So we have that. And then when you start looking at midpoints between this, like look at this. Lilith is at 25 degrees Aries. Lilith is the pain. We've talked about the pain of the feminine. We'll think of feminine as something tangible, manifest. Think of aerosols and germs. It's manifest, it's yin, it's receptive. The pain and torture left for abandoned and dead, alone and dying, 25 degrees Aries, an exact square to Saturn, and Lilith has been squaring off. And then Mars is going to go back over and conjunct that pain and blow it up and make it worse. And then it's going to come back and blow it up again somewhere else in the world. It's all over the charts. So I am believing that this is going to end kind of like that mouse plague. Has anyone seen the mouse plague over there in Australia? It's kind of scary. That freaks me out. I don't know if I would rather have COVID-19 in the air or a billion mice on the ground. I think I would opt for this. If you guys haven't seen any of the video, it's so freaky. How you guys doing? Holly Coleman, what's all the hubbub about tonight? Well, I told a story about my kid, talking about variant. I'm catching up on some things, but we're going to be talking about counterintelligence type of stuff too, as we get ahead of this full moon, okay? Oh, and I never did the quarter moon over Bedminster, so I'm feeling the cards calling to me to share with you, like, what the heck is going on, because we think he's going to have a second cuckoo, you know? That's very real. That's why I want to do the cards on that one. Okay? So, hi. Put this globe back. Okay, so we talked about that. Oh, yep. There were a couple of asteroids from Donald. I was looking at his natal asteroids, and it really pissed me off again, but it's a good story to tell you guys. Here are some that I want to focus on. I don't even want to get his chart out. Maybe I'll just draw a bad copy of it. Okay, so basically when he was born, the sign on the eastern horizon, remember this is the horizon, this is east, this is west. The sun rises, hits its highest point. You're hitting your highest peak in your career, your highest peak in your social status. It's what everyone can see about you. Sun hits its peak. And it kind of drifts off. The afternoon, evening, then it sets. Okay? On the ascendant is 29 degrees Leo. This is associated, I think it's Regulus is the star, which has to do with the king. And he has a sun here, I think at 22 Gemini, and his moon, I think, is at 21 or 22 Sagittarius. He was born under a full moon eclipse. I don't know if this is in the 10th or the 11th, but it's kind of, this is Aquarius. This is the 6th house of service, which he hates. His part of fortune is right there. 24 Scorpio. Okay, so this is his chart. Here are some asteroids. Oh, God. This one I was screaming about. You guys know the asteroid Wuhan. We've talked about this one. Yes, it's named for that city in China. It is the asteroid that's very destructive, like the virus. It was also very destructive at Pearl Harbor. It was very destructive during the 1918 plague. That's the scope and breadth of the Wuhan. That is 16 degrees Sagittarius. This was very active around the eclipses last winter. And this is kind of when he teamed up with the Russia and China, because those horoscopes for those nations also have key points, I think, at 15 degrees Sagittarius. So they're in cahoots. 16 degrees Sagittarius. You know, his natal, the other asteroid that's at 16 degrees Sagittarius is Hopi. I mean, think about that. His wrath and war on native people, native Indians, indigenous people. And he's not the only one who has a wrath on the Hopi. The Russia and the China do as well. And all I could think about was this Hopi prophecy. A purification that's coming through purification and cleansing, and there's going to be a lot of destruction, bad weather, floods, etc. I feel like we're kind of in that. I haven't looked at it close enough, but you look at the Hopi prophecy and kind of what Don Holio was trying to do to Native people and what he's always done to them. But I feel like we're coming out of this. So that one kind of blew me away. Okay, so there's that one. So Phaethon is at 23 degrees Taurus. This one caught me as well. This is the one that's out of control. Careening out of control. You just got to watch the train wreck and it's just out of control. No one can do anything. Well, here's the thing. This is in the 9th house. At the very last degree in his chart of the 9th house. Meaning he is totally out of control with these matters, and maybe we didn't see this before he was out of control as 45. But out of control with extremists, with the law, courts, extreme philosophy, extreme faith in himself, out of control. And that's what he brought to our agencies. This is a huge bunch of crap that has to be cleaned up. Oh my gosh, this one gave me chills. Now, you guys know I've been watching this 19 Gemini mark for a while. Because again, here we're talking about this is where the North Node was, the eclipse path of the sun. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. The eclipse path around the sun on January 6th, the North Node was at 19 Gemini 57. I was shocked. I'm looking at his chart. You know what he's got there? He's got Orcus. This asteroid for me has been about an oath. Like, think oath keeper, a loyalist. It's one of the gods of the underworld demanding loyalty and an oath. Did you break your oath or not? 19 Gemini. He also has, he had another one. Oh, and Logos was also at 19 Gemini. That has to do with logistics, planning and logistics. North Node, his oath keepers and logistics. Oh, this one, so upsetting to me. How you guys doing? So, at 27 degrees Aquarius, right here, 27 degrees Aquarius, that is USA moon. The moon represents the people. Donald, at 27 degrees Aquarius, has the asteroid Ophelia. Ophelia has to do with accidental drowning. This is conjunct his part of fortune. A lot of stuff. So this is like the accidental drowning of Americans in COVID because of their lungs. Because this area also has to do with issues related to health, your doctors. Accidental drownings. Thank you, Marjorie. We have that one. Oh, gosh, this one. Where is it? It's got to be about here. The last couple lives I've done, I have talked about this degree of 22 degrees Virgo. Because right now, transit Neptune is opposite it. But at 22 degrees Virgo in the United States chart, this is the planet Neptune. I've talked about in the past how I think this is the planet that represents white supremacy in the U.S. chart. Because in Virgo, things have to be perfect and pure like a virgin. Purity, perfection. Neptune is gaslighting about that purity and that perfection. In the area of Virgo, public servants, the Republican Party really makes an appeal to this Neptunian influence that they hang the white supremacy card on. In Donald's chart, the asteroid Moscow is 22 degrees Virgo. Moscow, here, I'm going to go to Moscow. Remember, he's been in Moscow since the 80s. They have a shared idealism of who they are. And I think this is also in the first house. This is who I am, a Moscow supremacist. Hater. Here's the good one, you guys. At 23 degrees Cancer, I've talked about this degree a lot in Donald's chart because this is where his natal Saturn is. It's the thing that protects his natal Venus, his money, with like a locked door. Nobody's ever been able to penetrate this barrier of Saturn to get to his money. until we had the can opener eclipse on July, I think it's 16th, 2019. Can opener eclipse. Because like a can opener, it was in this 1 degree at 24 degrees that separated his Saturn from his Venus. And that eclipse just held on and slowly cranked open that sliver of space to open things up over time to see his we're getting his taxes. We're getting his taxes, you guys. They're not happy. That's what that eclipse delivered over time. And at 23 degrees Cancer, Donald's asteroid, Karma is at 23 degrees Cancer. Yay! Had to share that with you. So those were his asteroids. How you guys doing? I do too, Connie. I love the can opener eclipse. It's been very productive. It was a really difficult summer when it rolled around in the last part of July in 2019. But look at where we are now. Look at me now. Kind of cool. Okay. So we got that. That's kind of cool. You guys, I know there's a lot of news coming out, but they have nowhere else to go. And I don't think these guys realize how entrapped they've got nothing. They're so trapped. I don't think they realize, they have no idea how horribly trapped they are. Oh, also I said that that asteroid Ophelia, which is the USA moon, the people, 27 degrees Aquarius, Ophelia is accidental drowning. His other asteroid at 27 degrees Aquarius is Fox, as in Fox News, drowning us in all their crap. Yeah. So that was that. Okay. There's so much going on. Oop, oop, oop. There we go. Hi, Marie. It's okay. Marie's here. Don't be sad. Okay. Okay, so what am I going to talk about here? Which one should I talk about? This one here? This? Oh, I think the kids are throwing each other under the bus. It's kind of funny. This, Sunday, I don't know if you guys heard about that. This is a really, really big deal. I got to get my whiteboard out again, because we got to go back to Friday. This is just kind of unbelievable. And I have not seen a lot about this at all. So, so Friday. Last week was a terrible week for Don Julio, but we'll just stick with the Friday about, the oversight committee getting the taxes. He's fighting that. We knew he would. And then that memo through DOJ. Just tell him the election was corrupt. We'll take care of it. Along with the week of the hearings about January 6th, not a good look. My prediction was that, because usually when these things happen, within days, we have like a major cyber attack, DDoS attack, or some sort of terror thing happening. For example, okay, so, and then Sunday, there's an Iranian tanker with the tanker is owned by an Israeli billionaire that Japan does the work on. Okay, I don't know how that goes. It was hit by a drone, which killed a Brit and a Romanian. And was it in Iran? The tanker was hit. So anyway, so this happened on Friday. Sunday, this happens like in the middle of the night here. It didn't get a lot of coverage at all. This is really, really, really important. And it was a drone that hit. There's multiple nations involved. Secretary Anthony Blinken clapped back hard. We are working with other countries. You cannot attack an Israeli ship. There will be a collective reaction to this, but it was incredibly forceful. Blinken is hot and pissed off, and so Tehran was trying to deny this, blah blah blah. But the way Tehran clapped back, I was like, whoa, who's running their PR? Because I've heard people talk like this, and it's like Putin kind of clapping back, like how when Biden said Facebook is killing people, and then the clap back from Facebook, that wasn't a Facebook message. That came from the Kremlin to someone to say. So it had that same vibe going on. So that happened on Sunday. So the last times we've had like Iranian tankers or Saudi something in the Strait of Hormuz, that was when the summer, like when the New York DA got the tax returns. And that same week, Donald told Stephanopoulos on the weekend, yeah, if there was foreign help, I would accept it. And there was something else, but that's when these Iranian tanker things happen. Notice there's no missiles going off in North Korea. It's been really, really quiet still for like a year now. Maybe there was one that went off. I don't know. So this happened. So stick a note in this, because when I was doing the TAROTSCOPEs, I was like, show me the Iranian tanker, show me this, show me that, and then like, is this in response? How does this relate to Donald's taxes? How does this relate to the memo? La 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 la. So there were a lot of angles that I looked at with this whole incident. Okay? Which is going to bring me then to this. So I'm just, because I got to give you the background on this before I can go to that. Okay, how you guys doing? Yeah, Lucian, it was not picked up on mainstream American news at all. At all. Which, when the U.S. is not picking up on news, you have to pay attention to that. A lot of times when Donald would do crazy, weird-ass stuff in the news, and then everyone lose their minds, the news is blowing up abroad about what's really going on, but then they'd make this big hubbub about it. We wouldn't hear the news, and then, it would be mentioned in passing like a day later. We miss this stuff all the time. I can't. Okay, so that happened. Stick a pin in that, because I am going to get to this and these cards, because this is the big something this is the thing that had me laughing uncontrollably today. So today I got tagged in a message on the Twitter. I was like, this person. A wide range of cyber attacks leveraging Prometheus tedious malware service by the Hacker News, blah, 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 malware. And I'm like, oh my gosh, malware. I'm like, not even hiding it anymore. At $250 a month since August 2020. Pray tell, this is ANOM redo. Then I read the article. This thing? So it's called MAAS. Malware as a freaking service. So there are cyber criminal groups that are leveraging MAAS as a solution to distribute malicious software and campaigns. Blah, blah, blah. Don't know what that means. But to hit government agencies, companies, corporations in the U.S., dubbed Prometheus. It's available for sale on underground platforms for $250 a month since August 2020. August 2020. August 2020. Are you serious? Because, August 2020, this is not even what I was laughing about last time. We didn't really get to talk. I never got to talk to you guys about EncroChat again. That's another app that the FBI developed, I think in use since like 2016. And then more active, I don't know what the timeline is, 2018. But in May 2020, this is when someone using the EncroChat platform saw, some hacker was like, you guys, because the swipe feature wasn't working anymore on EncroChat. Rachel Maddow covered this in one of her news stories. I loved this one because she told it so well. But the swipe wasn't working for this. And that is how people caught the malware that was embedded in EncroChat. And so that was in May. And then there was a person arrested, a lady, I want to say it was like May 20th or so. We didn't find out for another year why she was arrested, and it was because she accessed the police database that had to do with this EncroChat and what it was being used for. And so she shared information, and then she got arrested for that. So then EncroChat shut everything down. They're like, we don't know if you're safe. We can't guarantee safety. We recommend you shut down your phone. And that, I think that notice came in June 2020. Okay. You guys know what happened So when I went back to look at this in more detail, the one thing I always like, oh, that's why that happened? Great big, is this a light bulb? Things get brighter. Remember when the Republicans took Obama, they declassified, they unmasked some of his stuff. Remember how controversial it was, and then they went ahead and did it. That came right after this. And when I was looking at it behind the scenes, it's because they were going crazy trying to figure out who did what, who got this. So this is the other reason why I think the Trump White House really had a problem with leaks, is because of the freaking EncroChat. Well, which is just one app that at the time that we know of. And also, ANOM. They had a real problem with leaks that went on, I think, beyond Jared and Ivanka. That's why they started messing around with Obama stuff, because they had to figure out what was known, who did it. They were using something as an excuse, terrified. All of them terrified because they got stuck with EncroChat somehow. So then, ding, 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 August 2020, there's MAAS now. You can buy malware on demand to have it distributed 2 months later, right? So I'm like, responded. Where was it? I responded. No, where'd it go? What was it? Pray tell, this is ANOM. Redo 2.0. You guys, it kind of is. I gotta show this to you. Okay, how are you doing? For entertainment purposes only. Rita, June 28th. U.S. Air Force planes carried out airstrikes near the Iraq-Syria border against what the Pentagon said were facilities used by Iranian-backed militia groups to support drone strikes in Iraq. You're talking about, yes, June 28th. There was one just last Sunday. That might have been like the one that I was talking about, the Iranian tanker. But yes, the U.S. has had several drone strikes against those militias, because they're doing a lot of bad stuff over there. Hi, Bev. Paisley, I need chocolate. I do too. Okay. So this was the TAROTSCOPE I threw about, my God. See, these are all about the Iranian tanker stuff. All of this whole thing is Iranian tanker. If you notice the yellow marks, that's related to why Donald's so scared of his taxes being released. The orange marks are treason, lining up. The green marks are lining up with our administration, mostly Kamala. You guys, she's all over this stuff. What is Donald trying to stop? What is he afraid? Okay, I had it right here. I was prepared. Secretary Blinken. Oh my God. The GOP this past weekend felt so solemn and serious. Afraid. This is another thing you have to know. This was like by Sunday, Monday. I'm like, what's going on? And I keep seeing Lindsey, like he's standing at a microphone talk. You know like how when he talks at a microphone and he gets really quiet, you know, la 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 la. Like he's really putting out there, telling you the truth, sweet talking about. I keep seeing him like that. So when I was looking at the Iranian tanker stuff, all this stuff, then I was looking at why is Lindsey talking? I'm like, is Lindsey telling them about the Iranian tanker? I'm like, is the GOP, like what's the GOP doing talking with the FBI about this Iranian tanker? And then I'm like, oh my God. I think they got caught on an encrypted app again because Lindsey's story and also Mitch McConnell, you know, doing his thing, all of their TAROTSCOPEs were lining up about that Iranian tanker and also lining up with what the FBI regarded about the Iranian tanker and then what the FBI regarded about Lindsey and Mitch. It was so weird. I'm like, I just kept driving. It was driving me crazy because I thought they were talking to each other. No. Someone is busted, encrypted, picking up on conversations. Remember, a couple years ago, I kept thinking that Ivanka and Jared flipped because they kept having conversations with Nancy and the FBI. And I'm like, well, what is going on? Because you guys are acting like you're talking to them, but you're destroying everything and doing all this crazy crap over here. Well, realized it was the freaking app. My tarot was picking up on the interceptions of their conversations. This happened with GOP, like the Senate, but mostly Mitch and Lindsey. I keep seeing Lindsey related to this stuff. It's so weird. Okay. So, I am looking for... Come on, I had it right here. Okay. So I'm reading that article about MAAS, and I am full of dread. Why did that erase? I was full of dread because it's saying that here, there's new malware. You can buy it. Hackers are distributing malware as packages for monthly price. It's like, oh my God, we are so screwed. I just can't handle all this hacking crap. I mean, it's just everywhere. So then I was like, wait a minute, malware package. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, does the FBI, I mean, they do EncroChat, texting apps. Do you think they do? Yes. Do you think they do? They've got like the market. I was driving down the street the other day. Basically, all that crap criminals are using, the vast majority, because it's the very best functioning stuff, is coming from intel agencies. And the thing is, they've been doing this, I think, for a very long time, for entertainment purposes only. And, like, I want to say, they have stuff that they will never reveal was an app that they're just going to let carry on until the end of time. it's all threaded together. They just had to be able to find it, get Don Julio out, and continue with the Obama administration. You guys, they've been using apps for a long time now. I am telling you, much longer than I anticipated. Okay. Right, Lucian? Yeah, let's write some letters with a stamp. Okay, so this was the FBI. This was TAROTSCOPE for the FBI's malware. On the ascendant, giving them life for their MAAS equivalent, we've got the world card, meaning it's being used around the world very successfully. So this is my new deck that I had to mark up dealing with malware and intel because it's just too much to sort out. And then they also had the tower. This is a sting operation, a huge thing. This is Mars. So their malware that they're distributing for people to buy, for hackers to use to just distribute and hacking everyone else the malware that they can insert. The FBI has this successful worldwide and attacks worldwide. This area, who am I? Well, these apps, the Wheel of Fortune upright, what goes up must come down. Good luck. No, reverse means, yeah, fortunate luck, but reversed, it's embedded. It's embedded in the thing. This is the feature that it's embedded to help you do stuff that you think is going to make you really fortunate and successful. The secret. Oh boy, nope. We're gonna go. I like going this way with the secret. So oh my God. So the secret about their apps is they've got a secret about their user agreement and what they're doing, the Two of Cups. Ping tang, it pings. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt myself. It's just reminded me of Devin Nunes. Okay, stick with me here because there's a lot of pinging going on with him. Suing the Maddow show because she's making him look bad because he received a package from Andrei Dirkak, whatever his name is, from the Russia, and said, you know, I reported that package to the Attorney General, William Barr, because that's standard protocol, and I handed it over to the FBI. Well, when I looked at it, the date of that letter he sent to Attorney General William Barr, hey, I got this package from Andrei Dirkak, whatever, the Russian that's sanctioned. Here you go. I think it's, and he like writes purposely this statement. I think it's for misinformation campaigns against Americans. Well, on that day, mofo, Sergei Lavrov was in the Oval Office meeting with Donald Trump. Hello. And my hunch was, whatever he received, he didn't have to open it up because it was pinging already. It was pinging information, and then it pinged as it went over to the FBI. It pinged as he told Attorney General Bill Barr. He didn't have to open that, but it was pinging. So here we go. The FBI and their malware packages starting $250 a month. You get so much. The Two of Cups, their user agreement. Yeah, ping tang. Ping tang, ping tong. That's my asteroids for pinging and communicating. The ping is like the master ping. It's receiving everything coming to it. It's not searching for it. Things come to it like a moth comes to a light. So the secret about that malware, MAAS, malware as a service, secret, the hidden enemy. The Eight of Pentacles is your craft. Everything that you do. The Eight of Pentacles is the program. The Eight of Pentacles is this program we already made about the malware that you can insert and attach. But the thing is that not only is it embedded, the hidden enemy is that it's, what do I have here? A cheap shot and a sucker punch. Shoddy work. You're going to get caught. That's the hidden enemy. So, the 11th house. What's this going on? Okay. 11th house. So, the networks associated with this. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Your friends, your networks. Well, the FBI, they're pretty masterful, but this is the Trump, the Trump dynasty and all those autocrats. That's who they're targeting. These hackers want to target big businesses and corporations. That's the networks they're looking at. What's crowning this malware app they made? We have the Justice card. Oh, wait. This is in the wrong place. Sorry. That's supposed to go down here. Regardless, it's going to hit these networks because they're looking for the big networks with the big money. But this is what this app was made for, what it values, and its substance is made for going after big networks and netting big money, big data. Back here to networks, I put this in the wrong place. We have the Justice card. Well, scales of justice, no, it's reversed here in networks, meaning these people think they're getting justice. They're going to get something unfairly. Well, it's also code that's going to get them. And then what's crowning this? This is how you know. This is how you know. The Six of Pentacles. This card for me was the card for the ANOM app. Because when you're getting the texts and the messages, which are pentacles, you get some messages here, you get some messages there, you get information here. This is what's crowning the FBI malware app. For entertainment purposes only. We don't know if that's true, but it sure seems like it. Okay. Now, in the 9th house, lands far away, law enforcement. I had the Page of Pentacles reversed, meaning those are hackers breaking the law. It's embedded. We've got data on these people getting data. And then with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, trying to get rich through the hacking. But law enforcement is embedded. They know what's going on. Here in the shared resources, shared taxes. Well, yeah, lovers, you signed the TOS. We're not really lovers. But you know what I mean. You're stuck with me. We're stuck together. 7th house. Now, this card has been showing up all over the place, you guys. This death card, endings. This actually showed up for Trump Organization under Junior. No, it was the no card plus death. No meaning... Usually my no card with these guys are trying to cover something up. Activists as if it didn't happen. No death. But this is the partners. The partnerships or the enemy of this malware is death reversed. So there's a change in the air. This is a deadly piece of app you're using. This is for our enemies who don't mean well. In the area of public servants, we had 2 here. We had the Ace of Pentacles, the 6th house, public service, intel, investigations, military, the FBI, you say? The Ace of Pentacles is a piece of code. With the Knight of Pentacles, here you go. Have at it. I've got an app for you for sale. Have fun with that. Then the 5th house, there were 2 cards. 5th house, this of the Sun. Remember, well, the 7 of Cups, secrets, clandestine, espionage. The 7 of Cups, I think every time I see it now, that represents another avenue where spying is happening or laundering is happening something hidden that breaks the law. We have the Seven of Cups reversed. So this transaction for the 5th house of the sun, the leader of whoever's using this, it's disguised as something else. We have the Seven of Wands upright. This is like social media having the upper hand. Well, we're disguised, and now we're going to do some spear fishing, and no one can defend themselves against us because we're so stealth. The intention. Defenses with this thing that they created. 5 of Swords upright is the Mafia card. Reverse, it's utter, total defeat. FBI creates these things with this in mind. The 5 of Swords to kick arse, and they DGAF. We're going to beat you no matter what it takes. And the communications, this area of communications, ding dong, ding dong, bing, I can hear you. Reversed, we're embedded. Thanks for the lead. We've got it all. So that is, now we have malware as a service. It seems like the Men in Black are also in this business and maybe this one started in August 2020. Crazy. Right? Love Mother Earth. I'm so glad you tagged me on that. I was so upset when I saw more. I'm like, I can't handle this. But then I threw this TAROTSCOPE. I'm just like, no way. This one killed me because of 6 of Pentacles. It's like having an earpiece in either ear and just taking notes. But this is what was so great about it. So you want to hear who lined up with all of this? It's like, how many people, instances, are going to have the World card in the Tower card on the Ascendant that's giving them life? Because something happened on a world level and they got struck and they got hit. Well, that would be the GOP. 11 degrees Leo, the GOP, the Ascendant of their chart. They had this because I've been paying attention to this 11-degree Leo for some time now. So I threw a TAROTSCOPE on that. And the reason why I'm paying attention to the 11-degree Leo is because the Ascendant 11 degrees Leo in their horoscope. The thing that's at 10 degrees Leo is Donald's Pluto. That slips right in the area of secrets and hidden enemies. This is why they kowtow to him all the time, because that Pluto can lurk and destroy them at any second. So 11 degrees Leo. At the new moon solar eclipse, June 10th, we had Olga, the asteroid Olga at 11 Leo, Atropos 11 degrees Leo. That's also the 9/11 Pluto at 11 Leo. We've heard a lot about 9/11 since this time related to Jamal. When Tom Barrack went to Dubai to make the negotiations in August of 20, whenever it was, he went to Dubai. Was it like August 3rd in 2016? Tom Barrack went to Dubai to pitch the Qataris whatever's going on. The same day, Junior had a meeting at Trump Tower talking about the same thing. Does this sound familiar? They talked about this little piece in the news a little bit. When he went to Dubai, that was 11 degrees Leo. So Atropos, that asteroid, is the third fate, the cord cutter of life. We saw this when I did the reading, rest in peace, George Floyd. That was prominent the moment he passed. Olga is the asteroid of a Russian queen. Her husband was murdered. To get back at her enemies, she devised a way to appeal to their soft spot, I guess. But the whole thing was about retribution. And when she got on the inside, she struck, and I don't know how she brought them down, but she did. So this 11 degrees Leo, this is a GOP. You guys, so when I first saw this, I'm like, holy crap. Because we know these guys are always helping with the hacking and the malware. That's all Don Julio and them do is hack, eavesdrop, NGO, blackmail. You guys, the GOP, G-O-freaking-P, they're so screwed. They're so screwed. So that's just one person who had that on the ascendant. Oh my God, General Milley. General Milley. Now, he had this, but right here, one away, World Tower, in reversed. Like he's on, wait till you see what General Milley, he had this. He had this in the second house reversed. He had this reversed, a total match. And instead of the 5 swords here reversed, he had the 5 of cups reversed. I think General Milley knows something. Can you believe that? I'm blown away. Where else did he mess? He had this Lover's card. General Milley had it right here, right next. His opposition. And then Secretary D.O.D. Austin had this Justice card. You're in the place of secret. You guys, this blew up. I could not believe it. So I'm very upset. The squad and AOC and Rashida and Ilhan showed up as much. They show up so much related to Donald's tax returns. I don't know if it's the people that pay them. There's a really weird link going on with those guys there. This World Tower card was also in the first house for Newt Gingrich about Donald's tax returns. This was here in the area of secrets. Both of these together for something that happened yesterday. And I'm so glad I saw this. For whatever reason, popped up in my feed on this day. Is it the National Counter-Espionage or Counter-Proliferation Center? You guys, we've got all these really cool national centers that have to deal with counterintelligence, counter-espionage, counter-proliferation, counter this, that, this. There's so much through the ODNI. But this popped up on this day. This guy, Lawrence, someone pled guilty for passing off classified information to a pro-Israel lobbyist. And he was charged with espionage, 12 years. But his role in the intelligence community was that he worked the Iran desk. So I was laughing very hard at whatever this ends, whatever from the ODNI, the Office of National Intelligence, that on this day, and this is like the day after the Iran tanker, like the day after Secretary Blinken is going crazy, that there will be a collective response for what you did. Oh, on this day, you know what this guy did? So it was like whenever they send out messages like that, you know they're trying to tell everybody, hey, pay attention, because this is going on right now. So also having the World and the Tower card is that Iran desk that guy worked, who violated the Espionage Act. He had it in the area of secrets. And then the TAROTSCOPE for passing classified information was on the ascendant. This is how our guys in black selling this malware stuff to hackers who are trying to hack people with malware. Malware as a service. This is what our agencies can do, and this is the function of what they do, to catch people breaking the Espionage Act and selling stuff off. They can trace this everywhere, you guys. So that was that. Isn't that crazy? Dodge the badger. I'm not doing tarot for the cards for the government. I do a lot, lunations week to week, to understand why our country is in such a mess. I look at the news and I'm trying to connect the dots on the state of our nation. Okay? So this is the big thing no one's paying attention to right now that matters so much to our national security and where we're going, because everything is so tight-lipped about this. And the crazy thing is my TAROTSCOPEs keep working out. Okay? So here, the part of fortune reversed. This is the thing that's embedded in the malware. This is how they define themselves, as that piece of malware. You know who had this in the first house of identity? Donald, when he told Rosen, hey, just say the election was corrupt. This was the GOP regarding Donald's taxes. And this right here, the ascendant, this is for just Donald by himself. You guys, he is tagged with so much crappy code and malware. I mean, he never used a secure iPhone or any. How dumb do you have to be? It's just crazy. This 10 of Pentacles here reversed. The gains, the income, the gains, the substance of what these apps are. Devin Nunes has this, as does Blinken's collective statement. So Nunes is tagged in this stuff, you guys. He's in trouble. This third house, the communications. Hi, General Milley. Hello. Kirsten Sinema, Senator, reversed. She's caught. 2 of Wands. And how they indicted espionage on this day. Defenses. We are going to defeat you no matter what, says the FBI with their malware apps. When Blinken mentioned a shadow war, this is it. This is to defeat shadow wars. When we're talking about a global thing, working with our allies, this is what it's about. And this is also, there is a counter Donald Trump coup, TAROTSCOPE I did. This right here, stop him, defeat him. Yeah, there's a lot of counter stuff going on. The 5th house of the sun, Governor DeSantis. This is also Mitch about the taxes. Russia and Nunes showed up here, and the counter Donald Trump thing they've got going. This 6th house, public servants. Here's the code. There you go. You're off. The FBI regarding the squad. I don't know, you guys. This is the counter Facebook thing they've got going on. And then China. China's got it too. The death card reversed. Root causes of migration. The national counter-proliferation thing. Lovers, who's got the lovers? We got General Milley is over here. The counter Donald Trump coup. What they're doing with that here. We also have, this was here for Donald saying, Rosen, just say it was corrupt. We have DeSantis again about Donald's tax returns. This one is loaded. The Page of Pentacles reversed, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles reversed. Page of Pentacles, this is Lindsey, who's stuck. Remember I told you I keep seeing him talking in that charming voice. He's stuck. I'm like, why is Lindsey feel? Well, this is why he feels stuck. This is Secretary Blinken on their new action plan about promoting democracy in anti-democratic Latin American nations, and also in the Pacific, or in the ocean. Oh my God, the root causes of the problems that we have with migrants coming up through Latin America. We've got AOC again. We've got Elaine Chao. We've got Rashida Tlaib. We've got indictments. China gets hit too. What's crowning this TAROTSCOPE? regarding malware as a service app developed by you-know-who. We have Biden. President Biden is crowning all this. It's like this is his deal, his gig, what he's doing, coordinating all this stuff. And the Iran tanker. This is crowning the freaking Iran tanker. Yes, the TAROTSCOPE I did about the Iran tanker and Donald's taxes. Again, we get the root causes for migration problems. We get the country of Honduras. Putin, crowning Putin right here. And then Xi is over here in networks. You guys, we have these guys so caught. 11th house networks, we've got DOD Austin showed up with this, justice embedded. And then passing confidential information. They know if you're going to do it. The secret of the 2 cups. This is that upcoming meeting that the Russia is having on August 11, the Troika whatever. Newt Gingrich again. Root causes of migration, El Salvador. On this day, guy, what he did. And here, the 8 of Pentacles, cheap shot, sucker punch, crappy work. First house of who I am, Sergei Lavrov. That's this TAROTSCOPE. You guys, I am so, not worried at all about what's going on. My God, you should see the people who are line up with Donald and are upset about his taxes getting released. I mean, there's so much fear in so many people's voice. It is insane. So, I'm not worried about malware anymore. I'm not worried about ransomware anymore. I'm not worried about spear phishing. They were ready for this. They were ready. We have to wait for things to pan out here and there. I also had a sense this week that with all these guys from the insurrection going through their cases, it's painfully slow, it seems, these guys getting charged and then they're going to jail. I think every single one of them, they have to do a larger evaluation before they can move on and even have them come up. There's something so big about each case. These cases are not being handled like in a typical, it looks very typical day to day how the court functions, but there's a lot of people, they got this covered. Okay. Oh, he is running for office while in prison. That is so awesome. It's officially Friday. I know, Connie. These people are just, that's all they do. That's all they do. That's all Russia's been doing for the past 100 years. That podcast, The World Beneath. Russia always knows how to get something and monetize it. But that's what's killing their economy right now is because they don't do any research and development. They can't employ their economy is collapsing because they don't make anything. They just steal, mark up the price, and intimidate the heck out of people. That's all. That's all they do. That's all they've done for 100 years. Okay. So, I know it. Ooh, hey, what should we look at with this quarter moon that was in Bedminster with Donald's plan? I kind of wanted to look at the plans for a second coup maybe, or the tax returns. What do you guys think? Hi, Impish. Oh, I miss Cleo. You're so funny. Okay. We want tax returns. Taxes. Connie, who taught them to think and behave like that? It goes back to the 1600s. It's either the 1300s or the 1600s. you trace it back to the jails and the oath that they took then. I mean, it might be 1600 because it was, remember? Okay, the last Saturn-Pluto conjunction, change in world structure and world power. One of the last ones was during the fall of Rome, the fall of Constantinople, the start of the Renaissance. I think it was around 1500. 1600, these people who are in jail, the Russians, they make this vow. I forget, I can't even remember what they call it. But they vow that they will never pay taxes, they will never listen to the government, they will never ever do anything like that in society again. They will never ever cooperate. And they get all these tattoos with their loyalty on how this is how we do. This truly is where this got started. It's talked about in a book I think called Red Mafia, and she talks about it a little bit. This was one episode I had to keep stopping and starting because I just could not wrap my head around it. But this is where its origins are. That's how the Russia became a mafia state, was from these thugs taking it over. And century after century, it's everywhere. It's what took down the Genovese family. All those families, the Russian mafia rolled them all in New York in the 1990s. Traces back to the 1600s. The DJT loyalty, I know, isn't that sad? Donald's got a new loyalty card. It just reminded me of Obama dropping the mic, roasting him at the White House Correspondents' Dinner when he was like, yeah, I would lose sleep over what to do about, Meatloaf firing him. Meanwhile, Obama kills bin Laden hours later. That was such a good roast. I just watched it the other day. Yes, the pact was made when they were in jail. Okay, so we'll do taxes, and we will do the cuckoo. So let's get the astrology cards. Oh, something I noticed on this. Look at this. I was talking about his asteroids. The bottom of this chart is 15 degrees, 20 minutes. Remember Donald's Wuhan? Oh my God, you guys. Is 16 degrees Sag. 5th house cusp, 11th house cusp, Virgo. The Russia horoscope, 5th house cusp. Remember the 5th house of the sun, this is Putin, the leader, defines who they are, is 15 Sag. For China, they're on the same axis here, the 5th house to the 11th house, your networks and your friends. China, 15 Sag. So, the gravitational force in Bedminster at this quarter moon last weekend, Donald's plans to destroy everything with China and Russia's help. That's the fulcrum of what this third quarter moon is resting on for Don Julio. And that was on Saturday. On Sunday, there's an Iranian tanker. How about that? That's why Secretary Blinken was freaking out, because it's going to be a collective response. Iran seemed a little bit like, whoa, I didn't mean it. But when you have China and Russia with the narrative in the background, this has happened other times when Iran has spoken. Our guys know that Iran isn't speaking for Iran, they're speaking for Russia, China. Oh, and by the way, that NGO Pegasus app, it's not just Israeli. Russia and China are in it. NGO has an intimate relationship, in my humble opinion, with Xi. That's how it was showing in the TAROTSCOPEs. So this is what's going on. And think about all like the hacking stuff we found out about today. Yikes. Okay, astrology cards. Where are my astrology cards? Oh, here we go. Ninth house free. I'm going to do the astrology cards, then I'm going to do 2 decks, one for the taxes and one for the cuckoo, okay? China announced helping Cuba over U.S. sanctions. Yep. You know, just recently I did that live where Ivanka and Cuba at the same degree, 21 degrees for that last chart. So I will bet you, I would bet good money at a table that this is part of what's going on with her. She's involved with that. I would definitely put money on that. What is this? Okay, Lucian, Cuba is worrying you. Yeah, well, the people have had enough. Absolutely, they've had enough. They're getting crapped on by their government. But the thing is, Cuba, I think, much like Qatar or Iran, they're being used. They're steamrolled by, I think, Iran and Russia, all those bad actors, because of their location. I just wonder how much the regime in Cuba is really in charge, because I really think kind of like maybe Russia, China's in charge now. It's got that weird thing going on. So again, this is a transnational criminal enterprise that has to be taken down once correctly. Do I think, yes, who got the Abraham Accord got a deal in the software? Absolutely, because that Abraham Accord was total bunk when it came out. Oh, I was so mad when that came out. And I know I threw it, I can't remember what it was, but I was like, you a-holios. Same stuff, different name slapped on it. Okay, so let's do the astrology cards. Bedminster. Who are you? This is The Secret. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm throwing on the White House last year. It's just that's how these cards feel in my hands right now. So weird. But this is another one. It doesn't. There it goes. Oh, this feels very important. What is it? What is it? It didn't want to show. Oh God. Neptune sacrifice. I think that was the Iranian tanker with the Brit and the Romanian that passed away. Because down here, we have this war. What's anchoring Bedminster, what they're going to do? Donald's war with China and Russia. What story is not on the news at all? This Iranian tanker. Oh boy. Air element comms. So we have on the ascendant, Neptune sacrifice, air comms. So when Don Holio usually is looking at the comms, they're setting something up in the air, trends, etc. our military, our defense, there is this blew me away. I'm like, why even try and go against the United States at this point? Because they've had this, if they're just announcing it now, its capabilities. Basically, they have a new AI system that kind of watches world activity to see, to predict terror events. Like if a bunch of cars come together, or you're taking trends and matching chatter with this or that, this or that. It's unbelievable what this thing does. So these guys think nobody picked up on the communications. That's why the USA, Blinken was all over this so quickly with the Iranian tanker so fast with the collective response. Who does that in 2 days? Somewhere way far over in the Strait of Hormuz, that's so remote. This happened like in the northern part of that area. They thought they weren't going to get caught. First, God, the south node of the moon, so a full moon eclipse, the debts that you owe. I'm not going to jail, he says. I'm not going to play this game. This is what's on his mind. This is why he's acting. He has to pay up. And he's in so much denial. We're not doing that. The secret at the third quarter moon Saturday morning over Bedminster. The third house messages. We are going to use messages to pull off our sacrifice. So, and they had some bad news. How are we going to counter that? Look at that. It points right at the south node. The hidden enemy. The law. Sagittarius, I see. Also Putin. This is my Putin card, Russia. The 11th house up here of networks. We have a Yad and Destiny. Oh, what's that Destiny? I'm going to draw it out. I'm going to pull it out here. We're going to take the sun. We're going to bring this to 8. Capricorn. And to 8. Oh my God. 8 Pisces. Wait. 8 Capricorn. This 8 Capricorn is the USA heiress. F around and find out. In the area of defense for the United States and public service, maybe the FBI. 8 Pisces is pointing straight at 8 degrees Leo. This is a significant degree. I can't even remember why at this point. Oh my God. Crowning Don Julio at the quarter moon. Aquarius, I know, that's like a terror attack. This is what they do. Like when they want to plant bombs that don't go off. When they are working with other countries to do their bidding and set up an attack. This is totally what they were doing, idiots. 9th house, lands far away. We got Pluto, transformation. I don't know what they're trying to transform, but this is death, destruction. This is associated with the 6 of Swords card, trying to get back to calmer waters, but just spinning in circles. They're spinning in circles. They have nothing they can do. They're trying to get their leverage. Look at, we've got Lilith here. It's very, they've got a lot of pain. A lot of pain. They're trying to transform the laws, transform the narrative, transform the power. Shared resources, 8th house, the Grand Cross provoker. I'm going to provoke an Iranian tanker blow up. This is Donald being an ass. Sorry. 7th house, partners, opposition. 7th house, partners. So this is like, yeah, we have debts to pay. I have a partner here that's going to help me out, do something really bad against my opposition, but I'm going to pretend like I don't know them. I had nothing to do with them. Whatever. 6th house, public servants, military. We got lunar eclipse, change. Things are changing. Yeah. We're getting your tax returns and that memo that was sent out. Oh boy. Oh boy. And this is day-to-day ops. This is our military. This is our public servants. It's like the tide is changing against very badly. 5th house of this. Leo, I will. No, you won't. Reversed. Unless he's trying to say Biden. He's not going to let Biden do what Biden thinks he's going to do. Whatever. 4th house defenses. 4th, Scorpio. I transform. I don't know what he's. So, yeah, they're in a war. They want to change things up quickly because things are not going so well. 3rd house communications. Taurus. I have comms. I have assurances. I have agreements. 2nd house, substances. 9th house, I have faith. The 9th house, which is supposed to be law enforcement, his extremists, faith in him, or the law has come to visit your income and your taxes and what you're doing. He's putting up a fight. He's putting up a war. Okay? How are you guys doing? Oh, thank you, Rose. That's so nice. Okay, so we want to know what's going on with those tax returns. What's going on in those tax returns? How are you taking that, Donald? I'm going to lay out the tax returns. Who are you, tax returns? What's your secret? Hidden enemy. 11th house, which are networks. It's crowning these taxes. Donald's doing it. Oh shit. 9th house lands far away with these tax returns. The shared resources. The partners. 6th house. Change in the air. Tax returns. 5th house of the sun. 4th house defenses. Communications. The FBI. The Knight of Wands. The Justice Department has said, yeah, they can have the tax returns. Donald's like, I got to take some actions. Those are some big returns with a lot of information. Those tax returns are showing some agreement with the lovers. Donald and the rusher, Donald and all those quid pro quos. This lover shows up usually with him in Russia, the quid pro quos, and it would make sense that his secret enemy, hidden enemy, would be Sagittarius. I see that's often a Putin card. These are the tax returns showing what he's been up to. The secret, we've got messages with a secret about death and endings. The secret is how to prolong and delay this from happening and how to end this before they get it. The hidden enemy with the tax returns are, okay, so the Page of Pentacles. I wonder if these are the kids. Because They're fighting bad this week. They are like throwing each other under the bus. What goes with this Page of Pentacles? Hidden enemy. Page of Pentacles. There is a challenge. There is a challenger coming up. There is some sort of competition, I think, with the kids, with the law, and putting it out there. And he's going to be very challenged about his tax returns. 11th house friends, networks, and those tax returns. We've got the devil. How nice of you to show up. Yeah, the devil. This is Bill Barr. It's Putin. It's all those gross people. All of them. All those people, heinous crimes, other countries, that. And networks to inflict the devil everywhere. We've got a yod pointing to the devil that's going to hit him from the 6th house, is going to defeat him. The 6th house of public servants, they're in it to win it. There's been a change. This yod, F around and find out the setup. We're revisiting this. We're going to defeat you. And we're going to find out about all the crap you guys did. You guys, this formation, a yod, is the finger of God in a horoscope. It is very consequential. It shows up in death charts as like the thing that caused something bad to happen. I don't think there's any hope for him. What's crowning his taxes? 4 of Pentacles, hanging on. A lot of instability. There is just instability rippling out everywhere from everyone that it's going to touch. Aquarius, I know. Maybe people for hire, things he's paid off. 9th house, lands far away, our law enforcement, the courts. 4 of Swords. The tax returns have been mum. We haven't been able to see them. They haven't disappeared. What is this? Feels weird about the location with them. What's going on with this 4 of Swords and his tax return? This is stand back, stand by. Dark Moon, Lilith, the pain. Trying to transform things with Russia. What is this about? Judgments. The insurrection. Coming in quick. I think his tax returns are going to show stuff about who he paid off for the insurrection. Because this got started a long time ago. It's also taking over the government. You know, overall. 8th house, shared resources, provoking something, because justice. This is Putin's justice. Getting what you want. This is what the tax returns are going to show, how favorable they were to certain players. 7th house partners with these tax returns. There's a Tower moment reversed. Someone is getting hit hard because of his taxes. Partner from the past. Maybe they don't want to be partners anymore. I am thinking about Weisselberg and others. 5th house of the sun. His tax returns. Republican Party. The global mafia. But mostly, I think this is the Republican Party because Donald took money from other nations and laundered it through the Republican Party. So what is that about? Spy. Who to target using a spy to what? For his ideas as the point person targeting the United States. the Star. The conspiracies. King of Cups. Because this is what Putin wanted. The Republican Party acting, not registering as a foreign agent to do atrocities here on U.S. soil to help him out and ruin Biden. Tax returns are going to show that. Fourth house, third house communications, no. The cover up. The no is, I got to get rid of this thing. Reversed, it's a cover up. They're trying to cover up the Queen of Pentacles. This Israeli, Saudi, Qataris. I think where all this data has been going with the NGO Pegasus, because we also know there's a link now with the Russia and the China. There's a cover up with that. That's going to show up. Second house and the substance. China. China. How much he was funded. He's very afraid about that. Wow. What an a-hole. Okay, I'm going to leave these here. We want to draw some cards on the cuckoo. Cuckoo. The second one, he is so desperately after because the other one failed. Okay, I just need these to look nice so that it's organized so I can see the other thing. Okay? How you guys doing? Yes, for entertainment purposes only. The first tax returns that were released had over 1 million pages. My God. Funny, in those 1 million pages, he would be that afraid. And Weisselberg would be willing. See, I think, I know this showed this later, but it's like Weisselberg is being forced into this position because Weisselberg authorized everything and like was the one who paid off, signed the checks to the to all those sanctioned sanctioned nations. Okay, there's a second CoopCooKaCoo underway. Planning. We want to know about that. What's the secret? The networks going on with this. It's crowning this. And your cuckoo. Shared. Wow, this is really just sliding off. And get the dice. Oh, where's my dice? There's one. I'm getting the astrology dice. Cuckoo. It's the most important thing about this. Most important thing about this. We have the planet Neptune, the disguise. That's where Donald hides all of his deception. It is right here, 7th house of partners, or his opposition. It says, look to the 2nd house. This is your substance. This is the money. This is the income. This is the salary. The sign of Aquarius is, look at this. It's between the 5th and the 6th house of public servants. So that would be the presidency and all the public servants. on the ascendant. Psyops, jail, terrorism, coming in quickly, with speed and accuracy. This Ace of Cups is usually the Russia card, the thing that would make him so happy, like hand over the U.S. to Russia. And the Six of Swords. So using these cards as digital things, they've got a huge goal they're planning to target with accuracy with terrorism and just get away with it. Who are you, cuckoo? Second time around, the Knight of Cups. These are the offers that are on the table right now that are being made to complete all of these things. Usually that's Donald saying, hey, help me out here. I need some justice. Putin's justice. I'm going to set up some agreements. The Page of Wands. Get the news out there. The Ten of Pentacles. Take it down. Crypto, the dynasty, his people. I can't see this, you guys. This is the big prize. I wonder if it's like the jackpot. They're going after something big. So it's recruiting all those people to help out. The secret is betray the nation. He's been betrayed. He doesn't have a lot of time here to get this done. The hidden enemy, a nation state. So Queen of Pentacles, I'm surprised this, oh, who is this? This is Justice card, Page of Swords, a hacker or attacker, the King of the Ten of Pentacles. We've got the Death reverse. This Queen of Pentacles is ready. A nation, this is not the United States. Oh. The hidden enemy is that he thinks he's going to come, but whatever's going to happen, they're prepared. They got their ducks in a row. They're just waiting. They're just waiting for him to come. And they're like going to pet their bunny as they wait and watch. The networks, friends, hopes, wishes, the Chariot. He is hoping for success, getting the momentum going off on this. They want some success. The Seven of Pentacles, this has been like P-boys and all them, but all those mafiosos they want to unleash in the streets. But they're all going to be indicted fools. Is Donald doing all this distraction to keep us from knowing what China and Russia are doing at the same time? Yes, that's always what it is. Whenever Donald says something, don't pay attention to it. It's to distract from something else. And be so crazy that that's all the media will talk about. They're upset. We just need to stop paying attention to him because that's the only way he can change the narrative. And he doesn't have a Twitter machine or anything like that anymore. So he really has to be super crazy and really ups the ante on all the committed promises he makes to all the people that he wants to recruit and help him. So what's crowning his cuckoo? The Page of Pentacles. I feel like this is summoning people on devices and data, getting the message out. Well, duh. All those encrypted apps. This Page of Pentacles. Justice. Okay, are these... They're crowned in this change. They want to change the administration. Yes, they are the point people to deliver this, what they want, the mercenaries, to unleash all of them, to hang on. They're using surveillance. it's almost like an invisible, they're trying to do almost like an invisible war, like something you can't see. I feel like it's a digital thing, but they've got all their people on the ground. It's getting them all on the same page, but they don't know what they're going up against. They're trying to survey it and figure it out. They're getting data information going. Ninth house, lands far away. You're cuckoo. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Pentacles reversed. The law and everything going on is making them really uncomfortable. They are ill at ease. This is about paying ransomware. Okay, so we've got an Intel app attack. So this is going to be, they're hitting from the sides now with ransomware and malware, that type of attack from overseas. The shared resources of the Queen of Swords, that's a different nation with their intelligence. The Russia, China is going to come at us with their mercenary attacks. They're talking across the oceans, making their plan. Emperor, that's Donald, at the behest of Putin. And they have their targets. They know what they want. The Queen of Wands. Putin is in charge of this. The Cuckoo. 7th house partners. The Republican Party. Their big donors are involved in this. They're going to do what? They're going to help out wherever they can. They're traitors. They're just going to fight for power. Just one thing at a time. And manipulate something. Are these manipulating results maybe? What are you going to manipulate? Hey, look at this. Look what I found. There's a conspiracy. Donald actually won. We have the evidence to show that Donald's the whatever. Yeah, so they're going to do the same old on the ground here. The Republicans, traitors. 6th house, public servants, day-to-day ops. The 9 of Swords, nightmare, lessening of the nightmare by propaganda. Taking cheap shots. Making up judgments against people. Fighting, just being in everyone's face to reveal some sort of fake truth. 5th house of the sun. What are they doing with their cuckoo? They're going to set something up. Who are you setting this up against? What's at the base of this setup? We've got the defenses. They've got a plan. Timing. To take power. Mercenaries for the White House. They're trying to set something up. What's your challenge trying to set something up? You have no defenses. You can't do it. Because they're covered in the King of Cups. They're covered in the King of this Cups taking it. Okay, so this is President Biden. His app protecting the United States of America. He can't get it done. They are so, after everything I've been seeing this week, I know I took a long time to talk about the stuff and what we have. They're so toast. They do not realize how severely, I forgot what that was. It was the 8 o'clock. They don't know how severely trapped they are on so many levels. That was the 8 of Cups. I find that very interesting because over here, the 8 of Cups is right here. In the 4th house, transforming something, changing something. So on the ground, they've got their defenses setting up, and they're trying to bring it to the White House. Lordy. 4th house, they're cuckoo. The 5 of Cups card. So this is where they use like a China-Russia to enter in somewhere, take something, and take it out. So he is definitely conspiring, setting up something for Russia-China to come in and out and take something. they're using multiple things, but I don't feel like there's anything new here that we haven't seen. Third house communications, 6 of Cups, going back to the past. Umaga, we got tell them, the 3 of Wands, it's time to go. But we have all their comms. Second house, income gains. It's a delicate balance. Trying to balance all of them and when to say go against the United States. They're figuring out those details, but that's what they really want. I don't think he's going to be successful. It's just the same old, same old. It's just about timing, though. These people are ridiculous. Karma's coming, buddy. So, that's it. It's just the same stuff that's in place that they've been doing all this time, except now the kids are kind of fighting with each other. Okay, so I think I'm going to end it here. This is a lot of information for you guys. I am not worried. I mean, yes, it's going to be stressful. Yes, there's going to be events. Yes, things are going to be... yes, we have a very difficult... oh my gosh, this weekend. Talk about clashing. You want to go and try to mount a cuckoo under these conditions with this new moon? That is going to bite you in the butt with high voltage really quickly. So, how are you guys doing? So, yeah. So, thanks, you guys. Thanks for coming. Thank you, moderators. Thanks for your donations. I enjoyed being with you. I have missed you guys. It's, I think once we get underway with school, it's going to be good. As long as they stay in school. Okay. Thank you, Lucian. You have a good weekend, too. Thank you, Marjorie. Thank you, Desrat. Thank you. Thank you, Debbie. You guys have a good evening. And we'll catch you soon. Wow, we went 2 hours and 15 minutes. Okay. Good night. Thank you.